School YouTube? You already know what it is. It's your girl Brianna, and I'm back with another video. After eternities of not recording, after eternities of not uploading, I'm finally ready to record another video. So you see by that title, you see by that thumbnail, it is a freshman tip advice video for y'all to survive high school. So before we get into the video, make sure that you subscribe, make sure that you like, and make sure that you comment. Make sure that you tell your mama to tell your sister to tell your grandma, or tell your mama to tell your sister to tell your grandma. Whatever the lineup is, whatever it is, make sure that you tell your mama to tell your sister to tell your grandma that we live over here. So let's go ahead and get into today's video. Alright, so before we get into the video, I do want to say that high school is not an easy journey. It's not going to be easy breezy. You're not just going to go in there and get out. It's not, I don't know, it's not like that. But what I can say is high school is the 4 years where you actually get to figure out who you are. Those are the years where you are identifying your personality. Those are the years, those freshman, sophomore, junior, senior are those 4 years where you find your crew. Those are your 4 years when you just figure out who you are. You're figuring out your life, because then you have post-high school, then you have stuff like that. So let's go ahead and get into the video. Okay, so it's okay to be excited when you're going into high school, because I'm not gonna lie, it is a exciting experience. You're finally becoming an actual teenager. Like, you're going through high school, like it may look like in the movies, like, you know, like decorating your locker and being able to go to class, like stuff, like all of that stuff. It's okay to be excited, but don't get too excited that you get thrown off of your track. So when you're in high school, you want to make sure that you are on the right track. You want to make sure that preparing yourself for next level courses, you're preparing yourself for next level maturity. Not everybody is going to be mature when you go to high school, not even the upperclassmen. I can tell you all that right now. So you want to make sure that you're mature enough to go to high school, because some high schools may tolerate immaturity, some may not. So just make sure that you're ready and you're mature enough to be in high school, depending on when you are out sick or you're out for a family emergency. Not family emergency, I'm not going to say family emergency. If you're just out because you don't want to be in school, if you're out because you're not feeling well, it is up to you to make sure that you have the work for the following day, or the day that you miss is up to you. It is not up to your teachers, it's up to you to make sure that you call the school. You tell your teacher the day before that you're not going to be there. I'm not going to be here tomorrow. Can I get the work? Can you let me know what the agenda is? And if they say no, then make sure that you're asking your friends. Make sure that you have friends in every single class that you attend. You don't want to just be in a clique, because what if your clique ain't there? So now you have nobody to give you the work. So make sure that you are getting the work from your teachers. Make sure that you're getting your work. Make sure that you're doing your work. Don't just get the work and not do it. So make sure that you're getting your work from your teachers when you're out sick, because it's going to be up to you to get the work did. From my experience, the teachers really don't give you work if you're out. You have to ask for it, so it's up to you to get the work. So make sure if you're out, you aren't feeling well, you just don't want to be in school, because we all have our days, just make sure that you get the work before the day that you're going to be out. The second thing is, when you get your homework, do it. Do not wait to the last minute to do your homework. Don't do it. I'm telling you, do not do it. If you wait last minute to do your homework, then it's going to build up, and you're going to get so comfortable with doing that you're going to do it every class, and it's just going to keep continuing until you're failing, until you're drowning. So do not wait last minute to do your homework. Once you're assigned the homework, if you can do it in class, do it in class. If you know you have free time at home, do it at home. Don't just sit around thinking that at home is your free time, because it's not. You don't have free time like that. So when you get your homework, do it. I'm not trying to scare y'all by saying that you don't have free time, but from my experience, I didn't have any free time. But I was playing sports too, so that's probably why. I'm sorry, I'm trying to move this cardigan because it's really cold in this room. But when you get your homework, do it, because you don't want to always have late work, because then points get taken off and you don't get the full credit. But late work is better than no work. So if you don't do your work, at least turn it in late. Before we get into more advice, I want to give y'all a couple of apps that's going to help y'all get through the school year. So started off with Goth Math. Goth Math is an app that can really help you get through your freshman year. It can help you get through anything. They have general questions, math questions, chemistry, literature, geometry, language, economics, physics, and history. So if you have any of those courses on your schedule, Google Math is the app that you want to have. It's going to give you the answers that you want to know. But don't just go using these apps, getting the answer, and running with it. Make sure that you're matching your answers that you give from the app with the answers that you actually get from your brain. That is what I did in my freshman year. I did use apps like Question AI, ChatGPT, but I also looked over it to make sure that it was right. And I also compared the notes that I took from the lesson, just so it could be a combination of both. It wouldn't just be my work, and it wouldn't just be the computer's work. It would be a combination of both, because some things I didn't understand, some things that I did understand. So making sure that you're not just running with it is a good way to go. The next piece of advice that I'm going to give you guys is, don't be afraid to ask questions. Asking questions, especially when you're in 9th grade, like when you don't understand certain stuff, that is one of the best things that you can do, is to ask questions. If you don't understand anything, if you're in a science class and you don't understand the movement of energy, make sure that you ask your teacher. Because when it's time for those tests, like when it's time for your school tests, like not PSATs, because I don't think we take science. We don't. It's just reading and math and writing. So if you have a test coming up and you didn't ask your teacher the movement of energy because you don't understand it, now you go on the test looking lost. So make sure that you ask questions. Do not be afraid to ask questions, because in my freshman year, I did not ask a lot of questions. For certain classes, I didn't need to, like history, science, and reading, I didn't need to. So if, like for me in math, I struggle a lot because I don't understand math, and I did not ask a lot of questions. I never asked my teacher stuff that I didn't understand. I always tried to understand it on my own because I was afraid to ask questions. But when it came time for tests and I didn't ask her the questions that needed to be asked about a problem or a series of problems that we were doing, now I'm on the test and I don't understand. So making sure that you ask questions is a really good thing, because questions get you really far. If you continue to ask questions, then those questions can build up and help you get the understanding that you need to get of whatever subject that you're in, whatever that y'all doing. So don't be afraid to ask any questions. Make sure that you're willing to do that extra step when you're in high school, that extra long step that's going to take you over the edge. Do not be afraid to not be a teacher's pet, but get so close with the teacher that they do not mind giving you help when you need the help. Getting close with your administrators, taking that extra step, and not just getting close, studying when you don't want to study, studying when you don't need to study, taking tutoring classes, getting those dual enrollments, taking that extra step to go the extra mile is going to get you so far. It's going to get you far. Taking that extra step, taking the extra mile is a way for you to get ahead of yourself and get your head in the game. If you're taking dual enrollment classes, you're already taking college classes, so you're way miles ahead. You way miles ahead because you are in 9th grade taking college classes. So don't be afraid to take that extra mile. Don't be afraid to get tutoring classes for subjects that you don't understand, because tutoring can take you a long way, especially if you don't understand certain stuff. Putting that extra time and effort in just to understand it will get you far. Far path along in high school. So definitely don't be afraid to take the extra mile, because the extra mile is gonna get you credits to graduate. You need all your credits to graduate, or you're gonna be doing credit recovery, you're gonna be doing summer school, taking classes in the senior year that you should have taken your 9th grade year. So don't be afraid to take that extra step, take that extra mile, because who's gonna blame you for it? Nobody, exactly. Okay, you guys, sorry for the wait. It is like 3 days later since I first recorded the video. That is my bad. I've been real busy, so let's go ahead and get on with the rest of the video. Okay, so the next piece of advice that I can give freshmen going into high school is focus more on school and less on boys. The reason why I say that is because my whole freshman year, I was focused on a boy, and he started to get in the way of my schoolwork. Like when we broke up, it started to get in the middle of my schoolwork. It started to get in the middle of how I'm feeling about myself. It started to get in the middle of everything. So if you get into something, I'm sorry, y'all, I'm looking at my lashes, and this side was kind of irritating me, probably because I'm opening the dark. Girl, I don't know. But yes, make sure that you're focused on your schoolwork more than anything, because it's up to you to get your stuff out of high school. It's not up to anybody else. It's not up to your teachers. It's up to you. So focusing on anything more than your work is going to put you down there in a failing grade, and you don't want that, because then you're going to be trying to play catch up with your work. So let's not do that. Don't prioritize boys over school, because at the end of the day, they come and go. If you find a boy that stick with you all throughout the 4 years of high school, that's good. But even if you do get with someone, make sure that you set the boundary and you let them know, like, I'm trying to get through school. So you can't be that much of a distraction that you're causing me not to focus on my schoolwork. You causing me not to focus on my education. Don't be trying to get mixed up in the you know what, because it's boys out here who's only looking at y'all for that. So don't do that. And for boys too, don't get caught up trying to run around with a little girl all throughout your high school years. Let's not do that. Make sure that you're focusing on your work. But that's what I have to say about focusing on boys and girls. Where do you focus on your schoolwork? The next piece of advice, this is not coming off of the internet. This is coming directly from me to you all, boys, girls, everybody, every gender, whatever you identify as. You are more important than anything in any year that you're going into. No matter if you're a freshman, sophomore, junior, or senior, you and your mental health is more important than anything. If you're having a hard time struggling on your work, if you're having a hard time trying to focus because something is going on up here, then you communicate that with your counselor. You communicate that with your teachers. Don't let your teachers try and tell you that your work is more important than your mental health, because it's not. Your car cannot run off of no gas. You cannot run off of no gas. You cannot run off of no energy. If you're having a bad day, take that day off. Let your parent know, like, Mama, Dad, I'm not feeling good. It's not my day. I'm not up for it. Even if that make you go to school, you let your teachers know you're not feeling good. It's just not your day. Don't let them try and force you to continue doing work if you know you're not ready for it. If you just had a whole bad week, you had a whole bad week. It's not your fault. You're a human. You're not a robot. You're not a damsel in distress, but you still are a human. So make sure that you are prioritizing yourself over anything. Your work is not more important than you. So that's the best piece of advice that I can give y'all, especially freshmen, because it can be a lot going into high school not knowing anything about it. So make sure that you prioritize yourself, your well-being, and your mindfulness more than anything this school. Next piece of advice is, do not be afraid of upperclassmen. Some upperclassmen may try and scare you into thinking that your 9th grade is going to be your worst year. It's not. Your 9th grade year depends on which way you direct it. If you want your 9th grade year to go in a good way, make sure that you do everything that you can do to go in a good way. If you think your 9th grade you're going to go in a bad way, it's because you are doing everything in your power to make it go bad, because you're not focusing on yourselves, because you're not focusing on your work. Don't let upperclassmen try and scare you into thinking that your 9th grade year is going to go how theirs did. Because there are many upper classes in my 9th grade year that tried to make me think that my year was just going to be horrible just because they didn't do what they were supposed to do. It's up to you. It's not up to them. Your story and their story are two different things. So do not let upperclassmen try and scare you. They're just upperclassmen. They were a 9th grader at one point in time as well. So don't let upperclassmen try and scare you into thinking that your 9th grade year is going to be the most horrible thing. Another tip, and there's going to be 2 more after this, and then we're going to end the video, is that if you are going into high school, if you go into a high school, you don't have any friends, like you just new to the whole community, the best way to make friends is attending all the events that they put out before school. If they're having a summer block party, if they're having a summer bridge, if they're having something for 9th graders to just come in and get to know the school, make sure that you go to any events in the start of the school year so that you can meet new friends and be able to have the friends that you need before you start school. When you're starting to make new friends, don't try and put on that act for them that you know it's not you, because that's just not, I don't know, it's weird. Make sure that you be yourself. Don't be afraid to make new friends, because you're gonna need friends. You can't just rock it out alone the whole school year. I don't care what nobody say. You're gonna need somebody by your side to help you out, everything. So make sure that you go into all the school events that they have, block parties, summer bridges. That's basically like a 1 week school, just 1 week of school, so you can get used to it, everything. So attend all of the events, the community events where they post that y'all can come to the school, meet the teachers, meet the principals, all of that stuff. I had to burp. So you can come through the school and have your friends going into 9th grade. The second to last tip that I'm going to give you is that teachers or your friends, you gonna have good teachers, you gonna have bad teachers. Either way, they're your friends, okay? You need to get buddy with every teacher that you got, so that it won't be that hard when you need to ask questions for them. I'm not saying kiss their ass, but I am saying get close with your teachers so that you don't have a bad relationship with them, because having a bad relationship with one of your teachers is going to make it hard for you to want to go to that class every day. It's going to be hard for you to want to cooperate with them. So don't be rude and disrespectful to your teachers, because I know a lot of us be trying to say the teacher be doing too much, but sometimes we be doing too much. So don't do that. Don't be rude and disrespectful to your teachers, because at the end of the day, you need them to get through the school year. Teachers are your friends, so make sure you ask them questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask them for help. Don't be afraid to ask them for a little tutoring session after school. Don't be afraid for none of that. Teachers are your friends. Make sure that you get close with your teachers, close with your teachers, close with your administrators, close with anybody that's an adult in your school that's an administrator. So make sure that you get close with them so that you can be able to bond with them, so it won't be hard to be in a school with them every day. This is the last tip that I'm gonna give y'all, and this, it's not really a tip, it's basically like just a way to let y'all know. So what should you expect on your first day of school? What you should expect is nobody's gonna know you. You're not gonna know anybody. I am so sorry for the noise over there, but you're not gonna know nobody gonna know you. So make sure that you're doing everything right. Make sure that you're asking questions that need to be asked. If you got questions for your teacher, make sure that you put it on a good first impression. The teachers are going to be real lenient on y'all for the first couple of days of school, especially for the first day. They're going to be real lenient on y'all, but don't expect that to keep on going on and on and on as the school year keeps getting longer and longer, because it's not going to happen. Make sure that you put on the first impression. Don't be afraid to ask your teacher any questions on the first day of school. Don't be afraid to be that teacher's pet. Don't be afraid to do that, because on the first day, that first impression that they get from you is how it's going to stick. So make sure that you put on a first good impression. The teachers are going to be real lenient on you, so don't be all loud with your friends that you made before school started. Don't do that, because then the teacher is not going to expect anything from you but a joke. So don't make it to be that you're a joke. Make it to be that you're serious about it. Your first day of school, make sure that you get a lot of rest. That's what you should do every day of school. Make sure that you get a lot of rest. Make sure that you can prepare. That's pretty much it. So thank you guys for tuning in for this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I hope that the advice that I gave you guys really helped the freshmen who watch this video, because I have a lot of friends, they ain't freshmen. We all in the same grade. We all are sophomores. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys learn something from it. Hopefully you guys apply it when y'all go to school, because I want y'all to have a first good day of school. I want y'all to have a good school year, and I definitely want y'all to have a good 9th grade experience, because 9th grade can be really, really important for others. It can be really important for some people because they may want their freshman year to go perfect. They don't want any issues. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you stay tuned for the next one, because the next one is going to be the maintenance video. That's going to take a week for planning. It's going to be a lot. So make sure you guys stay tuned for the next video. Tell your mama, tell your sister, tell your grandma that we live over here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for the next one. I hope you guys have a good day.